Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Hey, Joe, Ray. What's going on, guys? All right. It's Monday. That it is. That it is, Joe. Hey, Ken. What's going on, man? Cleaning the inside of this knee. See how it came out. Not bad. Not bad. What does it look like? Not bad. Still got a little bit more cleanup to do on it, but we shall go from there. Hey, Nick. Good morning. Maybe that film Mexican music is blasting. Really? You can hear it that clearly, huh? Is this a daily thing? See if that changes anything. Nope. So how's everybody doing? Actually painted some parts yesterday. Nice. What did you paint? The two is still a little red, but pretty good in all. Nice. Very nice. You guys got them. Did you guys get them at the Big E, or did you go somewhere else for it, Ray? You and Katie got tattoos. You didn't get them at the Big E. I'm crossing some streams here, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. The smell of fresh ground coffee. Yep. I think that's what they got. I never get a tattoo at a fair. We went to a couple tattoos on Saturday. Blueprint design in Hadley. Nice. Cut more holes in the fall cut yesterday. I guess that's progress. It is progress. Nick, if you were to guess, how far into the model are you? Meaning, how close are you to completion? No right and wrong answer, just curious. Okay, I'm with Stupid Tattoo. Yeah. I went to Skinner's Summit House. Yep, that I remember you mentioning. Nice. Hey, Richie, good morning. She leaving me for you, Ken? Is that how I'm finding out? Nice. Okay. Ooh. $15, $20. Oof. We goofing around this morning? Yeah. Sure feels like it, Richie. Just sanding. Trying to get this pig done. And she is a pig. The big reveal. Nice. Hawk migration season, so any amount with a good ridge will have a bit of activity right now. Nice. Clever and corny. I dig corny. Is it me, or have corny jokes now become dad jokes? Is that the new moniker for them? All right. Not a dad, so I wouldn't know. Richie's on fire today. I love it. Excuse me. I'm going to NYCC. Wish I was sleeping half lazy, half productive this weekend. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Well, hopefully the half productive was good, a good productive. You're going NYCC. Nice. When is that? Really need to focus on the parts I'm building for the inside and how I'll be running the lighting. Cool. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Nick, have you started the lighting of it? Have you started sort of the wiring paths for your LEDs? October 9th through the 12th. Saturday with Julio and Jakey. Nice. I have an idea of how it will be, but I need to get the lights in the cockpit to make sure it's all going to work out. Using LEDs and fiber optics on this. Nice. Oh, man. Nick, where did you get the, where and what did you get for fiber optics? I'm actually curious about fiber. I got a project I'd like to try it on. Interestingly enough, Richie, I'm going to be in Poughkeepsie on the 11th. Which is a lot closer to New York City than where I am now. So we're doing the death side on Saturday for a little. That's good. Small length just to try it out. Yeah, play it around. I like it. I'll definitely be picking up that in the future. Nice. Yeah. Get the same LEDs as the Enterprise D. They come from that fiber optic brush toy. Get the same LEDs as the Enterprise Z. They come from that fiber optic brush toy. What fiber optic brush toy is that, Joe? After seeing James King work on his Enterprise refit, after seeing that work, it's like, man, that's just monstrous amount of work to do that kind of finish work on the outer shell, on the outer hull, excuse me, and then get all the LEDs right and all the it was that model. I want to see that in person. That's one of the few that it's like I'd go out of my way to see. That thing was fabulous. Morning, Joe, Nick, and Ken. It's a good word there, Dwayne. I did fiber for my wing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it when you're up here. It'll be good. We'll have more time since the rest of the chuckleheads from New York aren't coming up. Bastards. No, just kidding. I get it. Plans change. You don't always have control over the plans that you make. I get it. But yeah, I definitely want to catch up on the fiber work that you've done. Dwayne, have you done fiber work before? We're talking about those cheap brush lights they sell at the circus. The toy at the carnival wear lights. I guess so. You can get 0.75 millimeter in most places and 0.15, but that's hard to find. Yeah, I'd probably be looking at something close to that. I want to do the Queen Emeraldus and light that up. I'm not sure it's possible, but oh, that's true. Thank you for what? What did I say, Richie? They used to make the TV show Enterprise. Interesting. I've not done lighting before or fiber. Yeah, I did. I did an LED and fiber, kind of fiber. I used a clear piece of sprue and made a mono eye for the goof. Came out good. Not gonna lie, came out pretty good. But to actually fiber an entire model, ooh. I know, like Mike did, for example, like when he did his SDF1. Again, brilliant work. Just calling us chuckleheads. You're chuckleheads. Yeah. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Come on up to the show. Prove me wrong. I got 0.5 and 1.5 for the build. Wow. Yeah, I'm not that crazy. Whole model is a commitment. Yeah. To do, and again, I have a world of respect for guys like Mike and James for doing that kind of stuff, because it is, that's a commitment. And being able to do that internal work to try to get everything done and then to make sure everything works. And I can't recall if James did anything with an Arduino board in order to get certain lights to do what they needed to do. Yeah, I'll walk there. Richie, I'll pick you up. Then you can come up here, give me a wrath of shit, and I'll drop you off back home. How's that? Uh, Yesterday I went through a lot of the Kirk collection, trying to find models that we'll be doing as a for the raffle table, and also stuff that we can give. So we're going to be Peter's going to be doing a session on scratch building and kit bashing, and we'll have plenty of fodder for stuff like that. Evans Designs for LEDs is the best cheat code. So what is it about? I've heard about Evans, and I know that James uses them exclusively. What is it about Evans that makes it so much better than, say, going out and buying your own stuff? If your comfort level is, I can assemble it. Do they have kits, packages for stuff like that? So if you have a specific model and you're like, I want to light this model, they'll have a package for that model. Yeah, see, the best thing to do here, honest to God, is just if you can apply some kind of chemical on this poly just to cause it to melt, to get rid of that mold line, because otherwise it's not going to go away. if you continue to dig at it, all you're going to do is you're going to cause a crevice. Like I just did right there. Oh, good question. Everything can be prepared. So just run everything without having to solder resistors. Yeah. I guess it is kind of cool that they do that. I mean, that they allow for that kind of calculation, I think, is huge. At the same time, to me, it's almost like, when just because it came up in a topic, I've been emailing with somebody. When you go out and buy yourself like a 1/48 scale fighter jet, and then you throw in, aftermarket cockpit, aftermarket, um, what they call it, seat belts, aftermarket struts for wheels, aftermarket intakes, aftermarket exhausts. You start doing all of this stuff, and it's like you're literally just assembling. You're going out and buying pieces. It's like you bought a puzzle and it's complete, but if you replace certain pieces, it'll improve it. And as opposed to, can you scratch build a way into making things better, or kit bash something into making it better? The same, George. I would not have lights without having to offload that math. Yeah. I saw somewhere a calculator. Again, it's been a while because it's just not been part of my purview. But, and I don't mean to take away from, anybody who uses that stuff. I think it's great. So, guys, do a little bit of cleanup in these tight areas. Aftermarket equals the model of Theseus. I just used that, George. Yeah. It's definitely an LED calculator for free online. It's handy. Yeah. I'm going to need to find a calculator for this bill. Lots of things going on with it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, and I mean, I understand that it's like, look, we're scale models. We might not necessarily want to be, mathematicians or electrical engineers or whatever. Sometimes we just want to sit down and just get things done. But like thinking about like the spring here, I'm sure that one can go out and get, aftermarket springs that are kind of custom made for wave. Okay. I mean, for Mach K, excuse me. You know, just I don't know. It's for I always felt it's like give me the opportunity to build it myself and cast it or whatever. Okay. I think that's going to be as good as going to get. This now, let's see what we can do here. This is going to require. We got one more side to do. How much time? Yeah, I got time. See if I can remove this fucking mold line. GB, welcome. How are you? Been a while. Hope all is well. I'm a groundskeeper. I never thought that would happen. GB. I am going to make it my mission in life to figure out how to remove mold lines from polycaps. I'm just saying. Oops. And this Great Britain or Ghostbusters? I thought GB was, and correct me if I'm wrong, GB, aren't you from, is it Australia? It's very busy with custom bills. I love it, as it should be. GB, what are you customizing now? Yes, from Australia. Yay! Memory didn't completely fail me. All right, let's see what that does. Probably not enough. I can already see that it's got some loose shit. Yeah, this one's going to be even worse. Yep. Yeah, you think you did a pretty good job of removing this stuff, and then you look at it up close and it's like, yep, no, it didn't. Still got flash and garbage. And I thought that Plastic Magic was, I know it works on ABS, but I guess it doesn't work on poly material. May have to look into what will melt polycap material. Sorry, I'm building 4 Porsche GT3R Porsches for customers. Wow, 4 Porsches? Yeesh. Oh, the same colors, shark blue, and all to be done in the Matt Armstrong look. I don't know what the Matt Armstrong look is, but holy, this is, I just want to make sure I understand. You're building 4 GT3 RSs in the same color for the same person or for 4 different people? Interesting. Come back to that later. Let's get back to this. Yes, 4 different. Wow. Wow. You got 10 minutes left. Is that a question for Dwayne? Coffee. I think it is probably a question for you. Gods. Yeah, I'd love to know what is your color shift weapon of choice? Right. Got the gap filling done there. And very quickly, so that's the interior of what we worked on yesterday. It's all been filled in, and it is pretty rough. And that's okay. I'm going to sand it. I might even fill it with some sheer face here. We'll see. Is not a color shift. Smorter. I just want to get this polycap shit done. I might, like I said, I might do some research on it. See what will melt. Melt some polycap material. Light green gold color shift. Shark Blue is on the Pro Scale site. Pro Scale. And then took my first sip of coffee. All right, you're forgiven. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to hit that with a little bit of surfacer. Anything else I need to hit with surfacer? Let's take a look. Let us take a look. Let's put some of these tools away. My God, I'm a pig. In fact, let me fill that one. Yeah, I don't want to fill that one yet. Trying to melt polycap. I want to see if melting it, if you can just get that right amount of hotness to be able to eliminate the mold line. Because I've sanded, try to cut away, and there's still, it's almost like when you start working on poly material, it almost just kind of comes off in like really fine sheets, right? Where everyone putting some final polishing on the cars, heading to pack on. Nice. Have lots of packing to do. I would imagine you do, Mike. Tom, good morning. What's going on, man? Good. Nothing took. Good morning, Tom. F you, Google. In the word of Porco Rosso, I'd rather be a pig than a fascist. Amen. 5-minute chat party. 5 minutes. That's all we got. 5 minutes. Good. It's here. Push that in. Ooh, this stuff is getting glappy. I don't need it perfect, by the way. In fact, what I'm doing right now will probably add some almost like a cast texturing to this, which would be cool. Given the surface is already pretty rough. Hello. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty good because it's looking pretty rough. Not as rough as it was before, and then I'll sand it down. It'll be fine. So that surfacer will just blend in some of the out of scale stuff. It'll be good. I'm feeling the pack-on staff is going to need more space for automotive models. I hear a lot of buzz. Mike, I hope so. I hope we have so many models on there that we have to pull tables from the. I mean, we're already bringing in 20% more tables than we did last year, and I'm hoping that number we destroy that number. I usually scrape poly caps for seam lines. Yeah, I do too, and that's kind of what I've been doing here, Dwayne. And it's still having a really rough time of it. Scheisse. Still having a pretty rough time of it. Surfacer may lead to unintended disintegration. I have no idea, just speculating. Well, the surfacer wasn't applied to the poly. The surfacer was applied to the inside of the knee, which is styrene, which is fine. But I don't know. At this point, I try anything. Yeah, that would be exciting. Last year we had a total of, I think, just under 500 models. I'm hoping that this year we get to about 700. And there's a personal reason why I want to do that. Awesome. On the recap. Live here, the numbers of contest cards from year one to. I'd live here the numbers of back up. I'm assuming you'd like to hear the numbers of contest cars from year one to year two at the new venue. Yeah, we'll I can get you that information because I want that information. That kind of data, those data points are incredibly important. To see where we're seeing growth, where we're not, or just to see, are we overall increasing? How many models are going on the display only tables versus actually in competition? That's becoming a more and more, I should say it's becoming a more and more important conversation because I'm kind of making it become a more and more important conversation. Does that number include display only? I can't recall now. I'd have to go back and do the data, but I think the answer is yes. Data collection is key. You have to have data. Especially when you're running a show like this, you have to have data because we're obviously paying more for the location than we were for the Elks Hall, but we're getting so much more out of it, like so much more. All right, so with that, my friends, tomorrow I'll continue to work on the poly caps, see if I can get them ground down, sanded down, cut out. The foot, we got one of the foot cabling ready to go. I will then work on, is it this side? No, it's on this side right here. I'm going to expand on that piece right there, that little extension piece at the bottom there in order to get the wiring to come inside. And then we got the interior texturing on the kneecap, which I may actually, if I decide to do a cast texture, I might do that on the outside of the knee too. We'll see. All right, so with that, my friends, time for me to get rolling here. Two things. First, there will be no show tomorrow. I have an appointment I have to go to, and I can't get out of it. So there will be no show on Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. And then stay safe and stay sane, everybody. Go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can because it is getting, I'd say, sicker. Maybe that's the better term to start using. The world is becoming more sick, more ill. And it's up to us to go out there and try to make it a better place because it is just not good. Go out there and brighten it and make sure you run to somebody, just treat them well, give them respect, do all that good stuff, right? 5 a.m. fam. Yeah, not happening. Anyway, guys, but go out there, brighten it, and I will see you on Wednesday. Peace.